We're in St. Paul's east side. We are on the 800 block of York. I do believe there was a white male suspect in his 40s that fled the scene. They did hear more shots fired while in the area. Again, they did have a homicide that occurred here. It says officers are on scene at the 800 block of York Avenue. This is posted by Minnesota Crime. After a report of a shooting, they found a male victim shot in the chest. Reported he is not conscious and not breathing. Officers are setting up a perimeter in the area and interviewing possible witnesses. They did bring 2 witnesses down to headquarters from what I heard. For some reason, they are locking down White Bear in Maryland. Unsure if that's related. Officers have requested a drone and state patrol flight as they search for the suspect, who was described as a white male in his 30s, 5'6", slender build with a goatee, no clothing description, and maybe on a small pedal bike. And this is all according to initial radio dispatch. The shooting, a victim has died at the scene. Again, we are on the side of Beyond Tobacco here. I cannot see much from this area. They did take the tape and cut it to get out. They're trying to evacuate people at the BP. I'm unsure what that call is right now. If you guys know what the call is up there or if it's related to this murder here. We do have multiple officers heading that way. And we got a little kitty. I am going to go through this tape here, guys. Since it's not up. I mean, I know I shouldn't, but we are going to walk up, and if they do tell me to get back, I will. Yes, it is the one on White Bear in Maryland. I am not sure what is happening up there, but they are trying to evacuate it at the moment. I'm going to do my best to get as close as I can, guys, before they tell me to get out of here. They are talking to the store owner over there. Yeah, I'm unsure what the case is over there. Right now we are, like Ralphie said, we are on York and Mendota. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go around the other side, guys, to see if I can see a better view of what's going on. I do hear multiple police cars heading towards White Bear right now. There is multiple shots being fired as well in the area. It does appear that we have some officers in the alleyway there as well. It is going to rain pretty quickly here. I know they were asking for more barriers to put up as well. Again, we do have officers in the back of this yard as well, looking for, I'm guessing, shell casings or any other evidence that they could find here. I did hear that it happened, or that the person ran through the alleyway on Sims. They did have the drone up ahead, or up above. They also did have flight up above as well. They did track some people to, I believe it was Geranium, a house on Geranium. I'm unsure if they were related to this shooting here. They are shutting down Maryland and Kennard. Again, we have officers in the back of this house here. Not sure if this house is related. The other house I did see on the east side when I was behind it, looking for, or I was recording, waiting for the truck to come through, the semi, or the tow truck. I'm sorry, with the Tahoe on it. Turns out that house was related to the shooting. The details on that are on my YouTube community tab. Turned out it was someone who got their weed snatched. They ended up coming back, shooting at the person. Yeah, there's quite a bit of fireworks out here, guys. It's really hard for some people to distinguish fireworks. For me, it's quite easy. I mean, I've heard too many gunshots in my life, so. Again, if you guys have any information on what's going on in the White Bear call, please post it. I don't know if you guys just seen that kid, but as soon as that light came on, he done hopped over the porch and went around back. Kind of suspicious to me, but yeah, today it's been pretty wild. You know, it's been getting worse on the weekdays. It usually used to just happen on the weekends, you know, but now it's been happening a lot more on the weekdays, and it's unfortunate, you know. From this angle, I cannot see much. I am going to go over to the other side to see if I can get this inside. They are rerouting traffic right now. They are rerouting traffic over on White Bear. There is quite a bit of people over here. I'm going to put you guys on my dash mount while I head over onto the other side. Sorry about that. Like I said, there is quite a bit of people coming up to the scene. I'm not sure if they're related to the victim or not. They don't seem to know what's really going on up here ahead of us. There is more police officers showing up as well, as you guys can see there. They had an incident on Maryland in White Bear. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but they evacuated the store, and I couldn't hear exactly what happened though, what occurred. Looks like we do have quite a bit of news people on this side here. Stick with me, guys, while I get this tripod out of here. Again, there is a homicide over here on the Payne-Phalen east side. Just, you don't want to deal with it. Gunshot here.
Oh, I mean, that's my house. I was thinking heard the gunshot, but I saw the fireworks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it was gunshot. There's a lot of fireworks, too, but...
Right. But I mean, I feel like doesn't sound like a fireworks. I feel like it sounds different.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't know that gunshot.
Yeah.
I told my wife kind of gunshot, like she made fireworks.
Oh, yeah, no, someone did pass away just a little while ago right here. Yeah, they got shot and killed.
Do you know where? Like there or extra?
I believe it happened right over here on this side.
Yeah. On the street?
Yep.
Oh.
It could have been in the alleyway right there. Police are checking the alleyway.
Right.
I'm not too sure. alleyway. The last shooting that we did have over on the east side, on White Bear and between York and Sims, it did. The shooting actually occurred in the alleyway, but the truck actually popped out of the alleyway and crashed on, I believe it was Van Dyke. And if you guys haven't heard, there was two people arrested in a homicide over on Van Dyke. Um, one was the older brother of the other one. One of them got caught with the gun in the car in a traffic stop. He got into an Uber, and the other one was the older brother of him. He did try to lie to the police and say it was someone named Derek. Again, they did take two witnesses in this case down to headquarters. They did identify the kid as the one that got shot on Van Dyke as Royce D. McKinney. He was 22. I believe he had three daughters. We will be getting a press conference for this one as soon as the information does come out. We do have quite a bit of people here on this side. Cops just kind of hanging out. Um, we have multiple people showing up to the scene here, as well as multiple news people. You know, in the dark, it really makes it hard to see all the police with the lights on and stuff. Or it makes it hard to see, like, where the shooting actually occurred. Especially because, you know, we're about a half a block back from where it actually occurred. This guy might have a better angle of what happened. It's possible, considering it possibly happened in this alleyway to my right here. Again, I did hear about this call from Minnesota Crime. They posted, this is what they posted if you guys haven't seen it. Officers are on scene of the 800 block of York Avenue after a report of a shooting. They found a male victim shot in the chest, reporting he is not conscious and not breathing. Officers are setting a perimeter in the area and interviewing possible witnesses as of 8:30 p.m. Officers have requested a drone and state patrol flight support as they search for the suspect, who was described as a white male in his 30s, 5'6", slender build with a goatee, no clothing description, maybe on a small pedal bike, according to initial radio dispatchers. The shooting victim has died at the scene. I am very sorry about the wind, guys. I cannot control that at the moment.
Dustin, did I tell you to go home, man?
This guy is being told to go home by the police. He is on first name basis with the cops, apparently. They did tell him that he needs to go home. He stood there with his hands up. I do believe he's intoxicated. Like I said, there's quite a bit of people in this area that are trying to figure out what's going on. Unfortunately, I cannot see from this angle. There is a whole group of people behind me. I'm not sure if they're related to the victims here in this situation. Again, the homicide did occur in the 800 block of York. The suspect did run between York and Sims, possibly in the alleyway. I'm sorry, I don't know if he ran or not. He did have what they said was a bike of some sort. Again, this is all preliminary information until we get the press conference information. That will then be the facts of the situation. It's really hard to get the footage when the incident happened in the alleyway just because of the fact that they do block off both alleyways. So it's extremely hard to actually get where I need to get. It's highly possible that the people behind me are victims' relatives. They are throwing up behind me. So it's really possible, you know. When I found out my mom passed, I couldn't hold it in, and I threw up everywhere. You know, it's just something about it doesn't really feel real, and it just doesn't. It just comes out, you know. But it is extremely windy out here. I would like to get to the other side, but the tape is up, kind of blocking me. There is. Can you guys hear the sound at all? I do apologize if you cannot. The wind is especially harsh out here. Hopefully, you guys heard everything I said. If not, did you guys actually hear what I just read or not? Alrighty, sorry about that. Um, so basically, this is what one person wrote. Um, One of the admins for Minnesota Crime wrote this on their page. They wrote, "A shooting occurred at the 800 block of York Avenue. This is a homicide, searching for a suspect. Officers said they heard more shots and can hear people screaming. Shots came from Mendota, east of Payne, north of Minnehaha. A volley of up to 20 to 40 shots heard, not fireworks. They requested a drone. Flight was en route. Maplewood, Ramsey County assisting. Other agencies assisting." I'm very sorry about the wind, guys. I am using an iPhone, so I can't really block out the wind too much. Um, Law enforcement heard a couple more shots fired east of Arcade, south of Rose. Multiple incidences here. Hearing a lot from various witnesses. Following up on descriptions, addresses, sightings. Trooper 4 is overhead. Saw two people run in and out and back into a house on a 700 block of Geranium, setting up another crime scene barrier. At 9:32 p.m., lockdown Maryland and White Bear Avenue. Incident at the BP, shutting down Maryland and Kennard. 9:42 p.m., rerouting buses from that area. 9:55 p.m., things sound calmer now, though lots of work is going on in different locations. Um, like I said, I am waiting for the facts here. Hopefully we can get those facts from the press conference. Like I said, I can't do nothing about the wind at this moment, unfortunately. And yeah, 20 to 40 shots is the new norm, Allison. They all have the extended clips now with the switch on the Glocks. I mean, it's terrible. It's honestly terrible. And there's nothing that, we can do about it. They're just in the wrong hands. A lot of gang members have them nowadays. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. Well, I appreciate it, Boycott. The wind is pretty crazy out here today. It is supposed to storm pretty heavily. So that wind is picking up. That wind is picking up pretty bad, guys. Unfortunately, I am going to work on getting something to cover up the wind. Also, and some type of umbrella to cover the tripod as well. Yeah, this wind it's insane. I do feel a lot of raindrops coming down now. Like I said, I do have a group foreman behind me here. It is possible that they are related to the victim in this one. Hey Wanda, how's it going? I do not know what ODU is. I was trying to figure that out myself. You guys seen this cop at the last scene here over on York and White Bear back there. I did see a group of cops standing by this alleyway though, so it could be that's where the homicide occurred in this one. Unfortunately, I do not have something to keep me dry at this moment. I am glad that the phone is waterproof, but I do try to keep You know, trees are pretty much my only savior at this one. And unfortunately, at this angle, the tree I have is very there's not very many leaves on it. So there is a few things that are scattered around over here, liquor bottles, laundry detergent, stuff like that. Not sure if those things have anything to do with what's going on over here. You know, usually the scene isn't this far out, but this officer seems to be leaving. All the details so far, Wanda, I do not have. Um, they do have a white male suspect, and there was a white, or I'm sorry, a male victim. So I'm not sure if they were domestic related or not. The white male suspect was 30 to 40 years old. They are blocking traffic still over on White Bear. I'm literally not sure what happened over there. If you guys can find out what happened over that way, that would be awesome. They did have the drone up above here. They took it down from what I see. They also had flight out here. You know, I did hear on the scanner while I was on my way to this scene that there was a dog that bit someone so bad that they were unconscious. Um, Not sure if that's what happened over off of White Bear, but I don't understand why you'd set up perimeters for a dog. But basically, that's something that I did hear on the scanner, that the person was bit so bad that they were unconscious. So, I mean, it could be related to that. I am going to go to the other side of Sims, guys, over on the eastern side of Sims, on the eastern side of Mendota, I'm sorry, to see if I can get some different footage from that side, because I do believe it occurred in this alleyway here, so I might be able to get a better angle. Again, with all the flashing lights, you can't really see what you want to see. Um, that could have happened in this alleyway here as well. I did see some cops. I did see some cops back in this alley behind this house here. So I am unsure if that's where it actually happened at. But we will try to get you guys the best. We'll try to get you guys the best view here. So bear with me again while I get this on the mount, and we're gonna go around to the other side of Mendota and see what we can get. I do try to get you guys all the best angles here. We do have another car coming this way to block off traffic here. I want to get that on the mount for me. We do have a few news crews here still. I am still waiting for them to put out the media information so I can go down to get the press conference. If you guys need the location, it's going to be over on the east side on Mendota and York. We do have multiple cars still showing up this way. They do seem to be turning around now, so I'm thinking it's just through traffic. So I am going to go down Case to the east to try and get a better view here. I'm going to go one block past Mendota to the east, and we're going to see if we can't get a better view. I know the family is right there on Mendota and Sims. At least I believe it's the family. Again, there's multiple fireworks. If you guys have any information on what's happening at Maryland and White Bear, please let me know. Oh no. As you guys seen, I almost just ran over a little kitty. He wasn't too scared. He was pretty fearless, if you ask me. Yeah, I almost took him out, guys. I'm sorry about that. He wasn't fearless. I mean, he was fearless. He definitely wasn't scared to die today. I'll tell you that much. All right, guys. So we are going to be on the east side of Mendota here. So it looks like they're focused on this house here. If you guys can see that. It does appear, it does appear that's where their main focus is. And if you guys can see the barrier there, this is going to be the angle that I need. So it does look like that he, let me get that there, sorry about that. It does appear that that's going to be the angle. He did get killed in the back of that house right there. Thank you. So this is going to be a better view. He did get shot in the yard, it appears, so it could be possible that he did know the person who shot him. Still unsure about the details on if he is if he's a resident of that home there. They still have not posted anything on St. Paul Police's Twitter page / X page. They are asking for a supervisor on the York incident to go to 6. So this was going to make 14, but they're only going to say that it is the 12th because St. Paul Police, or I'm sorry, St. Paul or Metro Transit investigates their homicides, and St. Paul Police investigates their own homicides, even though they all occur in St. Paul. I did recently learn that. I made a post about it. If you guys missed it, I just wanted to inform everybody else how it works in the city of St. Paul. But again, they haven't posted any other information on the St. Paul Police Twitter page. I have been looking for more information on this, and I haven't found any more information just yet. Not sure if this is, involved with any other shootings or anything like that yet. I know they said that they had calls in this area from last year, and they were trying to check to see if they were related or not. There was at least 6 different shots fired calls in under 10 minutes in different locations. It's possible that some were fireworks or some were related. Again, this is Monday night, 10:20 p.m. This homicide did occur around 8:30 p.m. here. Is when the original caller started coming in on this call. They are going to be working probably as fast as possible to get as much evidence they can and as much detail as they can before it rains. It really hasn't came down quite yet. But this incident did occur between Sims and York on Mendota, behind this house on the 800 block of York Avenue. For you guys who are just joining me, I will be reading off the what Minnesota Crime posted. And I do apologize for the wind once again, because that's something I can't control at this moment. I am using an iPhone. Yeah, so Ralphie, that was actually going to be a different shootout, I do believe. I was trying to get the more details on that. So far, Mike Ernster has been very busy, so I did not get any more details on that just yet, but I am working on getting more details. Um, I know it's one of the shots fired calls that did come out, and it's possible that it had something to do with the kids that ran into the house on Geranium, but they do. They definitely had a lot of shots fired going on. That 20 to 40 shots that they said that they heard is possibly what you heard. But so here goes the information that we have from Minnesota Crime. They do a fantastic job. If you guys don't follow them on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and do so. Uh, Officers are on scene of the 800 block of York Avenue after a report of a shooting. They found a male victim shot in the chest, reporting he is not conscious and not breathing. Officers are setting a perimeter in the area and interviewing possible witnesses as of 8:30 p.m. Officers have requested a drone and State Patrol flight support as they searched for the suspect, who was described as a white male in his 30s or 40s, 5'6", slender build with a goatee. No clothing description available and may be on a small pedal bike. According to initial radio dispatches, the shooting victim has died at the scene. Official info is expected soon. Um, they did provide a description. I did miss it, but he was wearing shorts that they did say on the scanner audio. Unfortunately, I did miss it. Again, we are waiting to hear back from Mike Ernster. I probably will see him later on at the press conference, more than likely. The only good thing about the wind in this case is there's no mosquitoes out here. But as you guys can see, there is the barrier up right there. I am working on getting a better camera, one that I can definitely put something on the mic so I can block out the wind. But I am working on getting a new camera. Uh, if you guys want to donate, you guys can. It's going to be Cash App, Streets of St. Paul 1. Again, that's Cash App, Streets of St. Paul 1. If you guys want to donate, feel free. All the money that you guys donate is either going to go towards gas or towards a new camera. I did get a new tripod. I understand if you guys don't want to donate, I get it. Some people either don't have it or just don't want to, and I understand that. Again, I do apologize for the wind here. Thank you, Wanda. I appreciate that. My amazing fiance just brought me my sweater. It's getting a little chilly out here. We are gonna show you guys those street signs here. Sims and Mendota. So it's going to be between Sims and York. No problem, Ralphie. I get it. I completely understand. Honestly, I'd love to have cash over any type of card or anything where I can get my money stolen off of, electronically. I got you guys. I am pretty happy it's not raining at the moment yet. They are opening the traffic on the White Bear call, so I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure what happened over there still. I am working on getting those details as well. Like I said, it was just there was a lot going on at one time. They are resuming transit as well. We had three major incidents happen. So they did have a shots fired incident on Minnehaha and Mendota. I'm pretty sure it's really close to here. Well, I'm not pretty sure. It is close to here, basically. So, I mean, I'm not sure if that was related to this call, or if it was related to the M&H shots fired, or if it was just fireworks. See if I can't block out some of the wind for you guys. For these homicides, they've been blocking off the streets way further than need to be. Um, I mean, in my opinion, I know you guys probably, have your different opinions on that, but I feel like, I mean, this one's not too bad compared to how I've seen other homicides blocked off. They did do a balloon launch for the victim of the last homicide that just occurred, but it was in the field over at the Hazel Park Recreation. Callie, this is going to be on Mendota on the east side of St. Paul between Sims and York, the 800 block of York Avenue. Thank you, Ralphie. Like I said, there was a group behind me here um, on Mendota. Not sure if they were the victim's family. They were vomiting behind me, so I mean, it is possible that, they were related to the victim in this case. So there is a person that they talked to on the White Bear incident. He is being wanted at this moment for threats of violence and misuse of a 911. Um, they must have let him go. Obviously, they said they found, or if they see him walking around. Oh, you're fine. Um, they did say that he is wanted as of this moment. The police are looking for more shell casings here, or any other evidence that they can use. It is starting to rain. In this situation, I don't know how old the victim was. Uh, Let me see if I can find it for you guys here. So if you guys can see that there, Streets of St. Paul 1. Feel free to screenshot that. Of course, Wanda, I appreciate it. I do appreciate all you modders. You guys do a fantastic job. It's all right, Ralphie. It's not coming down too heavy. I mean, I know this is pretty much all it's gonna be like for the rest of the live here, until I get to the press conference. But they haven't posted any information on this one yet. They haven't even posted that there's a homicide yet. So I am working on getting that information right now. We do have more officers showing up on the Sims side here. There's a lady that just keeps on coming back around me and just running back and forth to her house. Apparently it's this officer again. Not sure where she originally left to. Appears as she went to go get some snacks or something. I don't know. Maybe a juice in her hand or something. The body is still on scene. If you can see, there's a barrier right there, right where those people are standing, those officers. It's really hard to see. My camera's not the best, but they are standing right where the body is. Honestly, I haven't seen any homicide out here yet, which is kind of surprising. I haven't seen any homicide out here. So unless they're there, I haven't seen anyone pull up or anything of that nature. Wanda, you are the best. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, if you guys don't know, my fiance does a lot of helping me out in this stuff. She is my right hand woman. You know, we do a lot of teamwork here. You know, when I'm not able to get the footage, she definitely helps me out and gets the footage. She does support me in this endeavor, even though it's very dangerous. Sometimes, you know, she is kind of scared of some of the scenes that I do walk up upon. But she does support me. We work well as a team. She definitely is. She helps me get a lot of the information that I need as well, especially when I'm not able to. They did just detain a person and cleared the air. We do have multiple people just show up on scene here. Unsure. I do believe that they live on the block, possibly. And these officers are escorting them. Thank you, Boycott. I appreciate it. We've been together for over 12 years. It's been a long time. You know, people always ask me how you guys stay together or how you guys last. It's definitely compromise. You know, you're not always gonna like some things that she likes. She's not always gonna like the things that you like. So you definitely got to compromise on things, and you know that's the main thing, as well as trust. If you guys don't trust each other, it's never gonna work out. So definitely, you know, keep those tips in mind. We were going to get married back in 2021. We both lost our jobs, unfortunately, and we had to go dip into our savings just to pay the bills. Our savings got depleted really quickly. You know, COVID happened, so it was hard on the both of us. You know, we both worked at restaurants, and it was hard. You know, we didn't really get the chance to tie the knot, but you know, we still love each other. You know, we still been working on it. You know, she wants the dream wedding, so I'm you know, it's gonna be a lot of money, but you know, I don't. It's not really. I don't know. I mean, it's you know, it's more weddings are I guess for more for the woman, you know, but I want to give her what she wants, and we haven't had any kids yet, so you know, I'm definitely trying to make her happy. So unfortunately, you know, all good things sometimes come to an end, but you know, it always as long as you spend the lifetime with each other, it's all that matters, and you stay happy. Um, right now, we are on the scene of a homicide. Fortunately, someone's life did get taken today. These officers, a couple of them went and got. I'm sorry. A couple officers went and got rain jackets. It's not raining that bad, but of course, boycott. You know, it takes some time to really get to know each other. Um, that's one thing that I do believe that you know people rush into these relationships, rush into marriages. I mean, I'm not saying you know when you know, but you know, it's to me it took a lot of time to actually know you know the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. Hey, Marion, how's it going? Of course, of course. You know, you definitely once you find the one, you know, you build that trust, you build that relationship, you build that respect. It all, you know, it takes a lot of time, but you know, you definitely know it, and you definitely know that you want to spend the rest of your life with the person. And like I said, it just takes time, in my opinion. You know, I'm not a love expert. I'm not a relationship expert. You know, we've all had our flaws. We've all had our ups and downs, but as long as you make it through it and you learn from it, you gain more respect for each other, stuff like that, you know, it does turn out, you know, to build a relationship. And, you know, it's certain things like that that make a relationship even better, you know. Marion, you are awesome. I do appreciate all your help with my channel. I do appreciate everything you've done so far. Feel free to post any links. All you guys, all my moderators, you guys are awesome. The wrench means that they are moderators. The Cash App is Cash App Streets of St. Paul 1. Like I said, if you guys can't donate, I completely understand. Money's been hard on people, especially since COVID. If you guys can, I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all your guys' support. You guys are the reason why I do what I do. Sometimes I think about it as if I put my life in danger. You guys don't have to. Um, I do get a thrill out of being out here and doing what I do. I know a lot of people would say I'm crazy, but I've always wanted to be an Army Ranger when I was younger. There was some circumstances that changed where I was not able to. Being shot in the chest with a bottle rocket pretty much ruined my entire life. So I was not able to do anything after that. My stamina, everything. I mean, I couldn't do it anymore. My injury affected me for the rest of my life, and that's why I'm really, these fireworks out here. It's like I'm in a war zone. I don't necessarily have PTSD from it, but I still think about it every day. Basically, I do think about it every day to the point where, sometimes I do wake up in, night sweats, stuff like that, especially around 4th of July. I tend to stay safe, and stay away from the fireworks as much as I can. A few years back, someone threw a firework in my car window while I was driving, and it damn near took, like, I mean, I don't know, my mental state was out of whack. The incident that actually occurred where I almost lost my life happened when I was 14 years old. I'm a lot older now. It's been at least 15 years since that occurred. But, I just do want to make sure every one of you guys know that it can kill you. Fireworks are very dangerous in the wrong hands. So please do stay safe, especially around 4th of July. There is a lot of idiots out there with fireworks, and they do tend to just shoot fireworks wherever they want to, specifically at people. It's just, it's hard to deal with sometimes, but it's life. Life has to go on. It does sound like there's an ice cream man around here. I mean, I don't know what other kind of bell I'm hearing, but it sounds like the ice cream man bell, which is kind of weird because it's dark, it's late. Um, a lot of these cars keep flying down Sims. Not seeing this yellow tape here. Um, you can clearly see it from a mile away. I mean, I'm not sure what they're thinking, but they all have to make U-turns. But they come flying down Sims. I definitely do my best to stay safe out here, especially when it comes to, being at these tense scenes with the police, as well as being around the victims' families, because I know, I don't necessarily know how it feels to be, my loved one being killed, and I know I'd be angry. So I definitely try to do my best on staying safe out here, especially when it comes to, the victims' families. Like I said, that last homicide that I was at, those people were not very happy. And I get it, like the family was extremely aggressive. They were trying to fight other people that were recording on scene, including news agencies. So I do understand, the fact that you lost your loved one, and I do get it, and I do understand that it's a high tense situation. Um, I don't do this for my own content to make hee hee ha ha's about it. I do it for to let everybody know what's going on in the city of St. Paul. I don't call you guys fans. I call you guys supporters. Um, if you guys want to be known as fans, that's up to you. But I definitely don't like to do it for fame, or I don't do this for the notoriety. I don't try to make money off of it. I don't try to. I'm really in it to let you guys know. what goes on in our city. That's that's about it on that. I try to post daily articles, whether it's from Fox 9, whether it's from Twin Cities, KSTP. I try to definitely get all the information I can out to you guys, so that way you know what's going on. Whether it's called, whether it's has to do with crime, whether it has to do with construction, whether it has to do with, just pretty much anything involving St. Paul. I definitely try to get you guys all the information. I am going to read off one more time the information I do have here. Well, I'm going to check the Twitter page one more time to see if the St. Paul Police Department has posted anything about this homicide. So I still don't see anything that they posted here. So apparently it's still going to be some time before they can get the information. The last time they posted was 6 hours ago, and they just said a second suspect was arrested in the death of Royce McKinney over in the York and Van Dyke Street shooting. But I am going to read to you guys again what Minnesota Crime posted about this incident here. So Minnesota Crime posted So this is what they posted. I'm sorry, I was just watching my surroundings, guys. They posted that officers are on scene of the 800 block of York Avenue after report of a shooting. They found a male victim shot in the chest, reporting he is not conscious and not breathing. Officers are on scene, or I'm sorry, yeah, they're on scene setting a perimeter in the area and interviewing possible witnesses as of 8:30 p.m. And from what I heard, they did bring 2 witnesses down to headquarters. Uh, Officers have requested a drone and state patrol flight support as they search for the suspect, who was described as a white male in his 30s, and I heard possibly 40s, 5'6", slender build with a goatee, no clothing description, and may be on a small pedal bike. According to initial radio traffic, the shooting victim has died at the scene. Official info is expected soon. And while that was occurring, there was multiple other shots being fired in the area. And when I say multiple, I mean multiple. There was at least 10 calls. Um, I'm sorry, there was at least 6 calls in the 10-minute time period, all in the surrounding area of the east side. I wish I could get you guys a better view. Unfortunately, this is all I can get from this distance here, and it is quite dark outside. But I definitely would try to get you guys the best view I can. Where's Pamela? That's a good question. Wildlife Wanda, would you like to be a moderator on my channel by chance? I would definitely appreciate it if you were. For some reason, I did think that you were a moderator. Definitely let me know if you want to be. I do appreciate it, Wanda. You are now a moderator. Thank you so much, Wanda. You are the best. A lot of these cops, I try to build relationships with them. I've had a couple sergeants. They don't even talk to me anymore. They just hand me their business card. Uh, it's usually when they're in the wrong and they know they're in the wrong and they don't want to argue with me. So they pretty much just hand me their business card. They don't say a word. And, it's kind of just a way for them to, of course, of course. It's kind of just a way for them to just blow me off. Um, I do speak with as many top ranking St. Paul officers as I possibly can so I can, let them know how their sergeants and their officers are being out here. Uh, there's no reason that you should treat the public or, the cameraman or anyone who in that nature, um, basically like they feel threatened, so there's no way you should treat them, the people that you're supposed to protect and serve, the way you do. People always say, well, when I need the cops, where will they always say, well, when I need the cops, who am I going to call? Well, I don't usually call the cops. I like to settle things on my own. But if I absolutely need to, of course I'm going to call the police. Aren't that what they're there for? But 9 times out of 10, they usually make the situation a lot worse. And, I've had my rights taken away by the police multiple times. So, yeah, they believe once I pull up with the camera and the tripod, they they usually start doing things by the book. Um, a lot of the times they're like, "Oh my God, I'm being recorded. It's a threat." But at the same time, every incident you guys go upon, your guys' cameras should be on. If not, you're just as corrupt as the criminals. I do believe that cops should have cameras for all the right reasons. Uh, a lot of the times when I see police videos of shootings, I don't think they're justified. I do not believe that they are justified at all, and that's my opinion. A lot of the times they do get cleared, but that's just that's something that I can't control. But in my eyes, I don't believe that they're justified shootings. You know, um, a lot of the times the victims or the suspects, they don't even point the gun at the officers or anything like that. They'll have a gun in their hand. Not one point at one point did they point it at the officers, and the cops managed to shoot them, kill them, and they think they could just get away with it, unfortunately. And a lot of the times they do get away with it, which is extremely sad. Exactly. That one situation on the east side where that girl Pepsi, um, she she ended up getting shot by the St. Paul police. She did point a gun at the officers, which I I'm not saying they were wrong in the situation, but I do believe that maybe there was something going on in her mind that could have prevented the situation from happening. Um, Basically, her mom did say that right before the police got there that she was blue. So, it's possible that she wasn't thinking properly after, you know, being after being you know, damn near dead. So, it's possible that she didn't understand what was going on at the situation at that moment. But, it could have turned out differently, in my opinion. But it still, I wouldn't have necessarily sent in a social worker or anything like that, but it could have turned out differently. I'm not sure if I'm right or not, but having police in there, and maybe she overdosed, maybe she choked herself. I really don't know. But at the end of the day, she was blue right before the police got there, and they did kill her. So, that being said, suicide by cop might have been her end goal, but then again, her mom, you know, possibly could have seen some details leading up to that. She could have possibly seen some symptoms that basically she wanted to kill herself in the first place. So it could have been solved, I believe, in a different nature. Um, Again, we do have a group coming back to the scene here that I did believe was the victim's family. Not sure again if they were, but I don't see why you would bring a bunch of kids up here. So, I mean, I do believe that it's the victim's family. There's about 15, possibly 10 to 15 people that are, it's the same group I've seen from before, all different ages. I do believe that, Ralphie. I do believe they should have called her out of the room to get her away from the surroundings that she was in. That would definitely been a good, you know, that would have definitely been good in that situation to try and remove her from her surroundings. They are trying to tell this lady not to go through the tape with her family. She's telling them that her truck is parked around the corner there, but they are not trying to let her through. Again, well, they're actually letting her through. I am not sure, like I said, if they're related to this incident here. They do have a stroller with a bunch of young kids. You know, I just went around, guys. I try not to deal with the tape whole situation. You know, I've done it plenty of times, and I don't want to be a part of that again. I uh, I try to I try not to, you know, disturb the police, especially when they're doing investigations like these. You know, at the end of the day, they got a job to do, and I try, you know, the police line, do not cross. It clearly says do not cross, so I try to, you know, stay back as much as I can. This cop on the other side, though, on York, right by the tobacco store, Beyond Tobacco, he did cut down the tape so he can drive through instead of his partner getting out of the car and holding it up while he drove through. And so I just walked through. I mean, at that point, you know, the tape is down, so it's kind of your fault, your problem. Like I said, this incident did occur at 8:30 p.m. I am still working on getting more details on the Twitter page of, or the X page of St. Paul Police Department. They have not even posted about this homicide here. All the news stations did leave, so it is just me on scene still with a bunch of police officers. Thank you, Marion. Do you know what the actual call was over there by chance, or if you could figure that out? I would really appreciate it. I tried to figure it out myself. I was listening to a scanner, but I'm not sure what exactly happened. But I know they did block off the traffic in a lot of ways over there. They did reroute Metro Transit as well. So I'm not sure what the original call was over there. But if you could possibly figure that out, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate it. If not, it's all right. I have contacted Mike Ernster to try and get more details on that incident. So, but I do appreciate it if you could find out. Like I said, they have not posted any more information on St. Paul Police X page. If you guys haven't heard already, um, the incident on the Van Dyke call, on the Van Dyke homicide, there was, so he basically was robbed for his weed. Um, the victim in that call was robbed for his weed. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to go into details at this moment. I can't think of exactly how it happened. So if you guys need to see the details on that one, go ahead and go to my page on my community tab. I did post it there. Um, if you guys haven't seen the truck, the Tahoe that he was driving, it did wrap around the tree right there on Van Dyke. So if you guys haven't seen that already, I did post a video while it was leaving on the tow truck. I did post that as a short, as well as I do have the press conference on there from that incident and the live that I did go live with you guys. Marion is the best. You guys are all the best. I do appreciate all you guys. The victim in this one, we don't know. Those details will not come out, unfortunately, until pretty much until the victim is identified, and they won't do that until the medical examiner identifies the body. Yeah, it was over some weed. I mean, one of them had weed, the other one took it. One of them started shooting at the other guy, and then when he seen the other guy later in the week or later in the month or something, he ended up shooting at him again, or he ended up seeing him, and they ended up exchanging gunfire, I believe, and one of them was shot in the chest and passed away. You know, it's sad. You know, it's not that serious over a bag of weed. No matter how much weed it was, you know, it's definitely like. I mean, luckily it's legal now. Unfortunately, they have not opened up dispensaries here yet, so I mean, I wish they would. Looks like we have a dog here inside the crime scene. The person let their dog out inside the crime scene. Yeah, I've seen that. You know, it's definitely. I think it would solve a lot of crime. You know, open up dispensaries. It would definitely. The animal probably cost more than weed. Yeah, probably. Um, you know, it definitely would probably solve a lot of the crimes that happen around here. A lot of petty crimes with weed, specifically involving the selling of weed and the robbery of weed. You know, stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, they probably will be, you know, robbing dispensaries out here. I definitely believe that's the case. It could be, but I mean, if that's the case, you know, it's not. It'll be different, you know, like it'll be able more people will be able to get caught that way because there'll be cameras. When I went to Denver, Colorado, their weed shops out there had security guards that were armed, you know, stuff like that. Like they're prepared for things of that nature because they know people will rob you for a couple pounds of weed. Uh, Unfortunately, I mean it's sad world that we live in, but you know, I know a lot of people back in my time that got robbed for $150 worth of weed, $100 worth of weed. It's really sad. I believe it, Ralphie. I do believe it. You know, and in those cases, you know, it'll be a lot easier to find the suspects. I do, in my opinion, believe because there'll be cameras, there'll be other things to, you know, you'll be inside an establishment, which is, you know, you'll get more evidence off of it, stuff like that. I mean, it's not necessarily true, but like I said, it's my opinion. Hey, Curtis, how's it going? They are pretty quiet. They have been pretty quiet about the homicide here. It's been quite some time since the actual homicide occurred. It did occur at about 8:30 p.m. This officer here is going back to her car once again. I know when she left the first time, this squad came and took her position. They have not. Yeah, they've a lot of the things that they've been saying. They've been trying to go on channel 6. Unfortunately, I do not have a scanner. That is another thing I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get here. I'm working on getting a scanner like Jason's. He told me a few months ago though that they were thinking about encrypting them. That's another reason why I didn't buy one. But also, I'm low on funds for that type of stuff. So, I uh, I definitely been trying to focus on getting money together for a wedding and stuff like that. So I uh, I definitely been trying to save money here and there. I've been working on getting a new camera as well. Um, it's always just really been easy just to do the whole phone thing, especially going live on YouTube. I'm not too sure about if these cameras can go live, but I've seen one that I believe it goes live. I'm not too sure. I mean, I know these new high tech things they get pretty crazy out here. So I do believe that this camera that I was looking at goes live on YouTube. It's more like one of the ones that the news people have. So I am unsure if it does go live, but I'm definitely working on getting one as well as a scanner. The scanner traffic. I like to be in the know of what's going on. They have channel only 1, 2, 3 through on the scanner, so or I'm sorry, on the broadcastify, stuff like that. So the scanner has 4 through 6 or whatever channels I need. So I mean, once they go quiet, or once they go switch over, I think that's the reason why they don't encrypt their channels. Period, is because they go quiet on different channels, so it's easier for them to talk about the details and what they need to talk about without everybody else knowing what's going on. I basically think that was just their way of encrypting them. I was always told that Minneapolis was encrypted until recently when I started listening to Minneapolis scanners. But being in Minneapolis, it's a whole different ball game. The police are different. The citizens are different. It's extremely different out there, and I've caught in a few footage. I caught in a few incidences over there, but I felt very, very uncomfortable, very unsafe. I had to watch my back at all moments. I really couldn't get very good footage, and it was terrifying. I'm not even gonna lie. I was born and raised in St. Paul. I did spend a little bit of time in Minneapolis, specifically the north side. So I understand how crazy it gets. Just what yesterday, right in the neighborhood I used to live in off 29th and Emerson, there was I actually used to live on 29th and Emerson. There was a stolen Kia that went head on with the Minneapolis police car. The Minneapolis cop did go to the hospital with back pain. They ended up catching the driver as well as, I believe, 2 other occupants. And they still have 2 occupants that were at large, but one of them had a firearm. I'm not sure if one of those occupants that had a firearm was actually caught or not. But it's a whole different ball game, and it's dangerous. And I've heard of other stories in the last couple weeks of you know kids rolling around in a car. They pull them out of the car. At least 4 of the 5 individuals are armed with handguns. Uh, they have extended magazines. They have the switches on them. Those things are just terrifying. Like I said, back in my time, there was just a lot of revolvers going around. There was a lot of, you know, you had what was it, like 8 to 12 shots at most a semi-automatic pistol. But now they have up to 50 round drums in them, and they have the AR pistols out here that carry multiple rounds. They got 100 round drums on them. Like you could just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And if you guys know what a binary trigger is, basically when you compress the trigger, it shoots one. When you let go of the trigger, it also shoots another one. So you get 2 shots out of one trigger pull, and that can basically turn your rifle into a fully automatic rifle if your finger is fast enough. And unfortunately, those things are happening all too often. And these young kids are getting a hold of these basically war weapons. And I mean, in my opinion, I'm Second Amendment, all the way. But once you get it in the wrong hands, it's sad. It's really sad. I I've never experienced being shot at like that. I've never experienced being in that situation. I've had some family members that used to deal with stuff like that, being in gangs and stuff like that. And, you know, it was almost, undeniable being a kid in St. Paul and not being in a gang back in the day. But I try to stay away from that, try to graduate high school, just do the shit I'm supposed to. But, as far as Second Amendment goes, I'm all for it. Got to protect yourself, protect your family. Yeah, it's scary. It's really scary stuff. And if you guys don't know, you know, the feeling, I've had multiple people tell me that feeling of being shot at and the bullets whizzing past you is just, it'll make your body completely shut down. And, you won't even be able to control your own body. It'll go into shock almost, and it'll stop like processing what's going on. And you'll start to shake uncontrollably, and you'll just be terrified, actually terrified. I do feel for everybody that has kids out here nowadays. I just want to let you guys know to raise your kids right, try to keep them out of harm's way, try to keep them in eyesight. It's shouldn't have to be like that. Like back in my time, my mom used to whistle, and we used to hear her. We used to come running, and it was, we stuck around the neighborhood, but we weren't in eyesight, but we weren't always doing criminal stuff either. We definitely did what we could to stay out of trouble. We did do the old shenanigans like normal. It was, so 2 minutes ago they posted homicide investigation. St. Paul police officers are on the 800 block of York Avenue investigating a shooting that resulted in a death of one person. It says watch here for updates and availability. I am working on getting the press conference details for you guys so I can go there and post it. I know it's going to be pretty late by the time that press conference actually comes out. So I will be doing it the same way I did last time. I will post it as an instant premiere, um, because of the fact that when I do go live around there, it tends to be pretty grainy. It tends to be pretty grainy. So I do try to just post it I do record it as a video and post it as an instant premiere. That way it comes out pretty nice. But I am just waiting for that information from Mike Ernster right now. Yeah, I'm reading these comments here, guys, and you know, it's scary stuff when you got a gun pulled on you. I've experienced getting a gun pulled on me a few times. Uh, One day, New Year's, I was walking around. I was walking around. Was it Rice Street, right by Rice and Atwater. Um, there was a situation where me, my fiance, and my sister were walking home from a party at my other sister's house that we had, and I was a little bit tipsy. Basically, these two guys were walking at us. One of them brandished a firearm. He pointed it right at me. Um, his face, all I can say is that he didn't have any expression. It was almost like he was possessed by something. I put my hands up. I ran away from my sister and my fiance because I didn't want them in harm's way. Considering he already had the gun pointed at me, I figured I'd be, his victim. So I ran away from them to get away from them so they wouldn't be in any danger. Basically, while I was running backwards from the sidewalk into the middle of the street, he continued to rush at me with the gun pointed right at my chest. And I told him multiple times, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. Because I didn't know what he wanted. I didn't say nothing to him, but before he originally started coming at me, he said, "You're going to die tonight." And it was the most scariest thing I've ever heard. And I said, "What'd you say?" Because I didn't necessarily hear him properly. Well, at least I didn't think I heard him properly, but that's what he said to me. He said, "You're going to die tonight." And when he started chasing me backwards in the middle of the street, a car was coming down Rice Street. And it was the scariest thing ever. His friend that was with him just kept yelling, hey man, come on, let's go, let's go. And something finally clicked in this guy's head. But I was kind of running towards the car in the middle of the street, but not at the car. But I wanted to make sure that this car stopped and the cars behind him stopped, because it was around midnight, so it wasn't too many cars. But I wanted to make sure there'd be some witnesses if he did kill me in that street that day. And basically, something in him came to, and his friend was like, "Come on, man, come on." And he came to, and he just put the gun down, and he started running away with his friend. But like that day, I literally thought I was gonna die, you guys. I didn't know what. I didn't do anything to him. Oh, look at the little kitty. I didn't do anything to him, guys. I just, I was like, "What'd you say?" And I didn't say it in any demeanor that was, aggressive or anything like that. It was more of a question. And the way he came at me, though, there was no expression on his face at all. Um, you know, I seen a cop maybe right over the bridge, on the bridge actually, going towards Holiday on Pennsylvania from Rice Street, and the cop was stopped, and he was talking to two other gentlemen, and these two other gentlemen were telling the cop how they just got a gun pulled on them by somebody. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, the same guy just pulled a gun on me down there. And so they started rushing down there to go try and find him. But I gave them the description, and I told them, like, hey man, this is what happened. And they went down there immediately, tried to find the guy. I'm not sure if they ever did, but he literally just, like, I mean, I don't know what it was. It seemed like he was possessed. That's all I can say about it. Like, there was this blank expression on his face, like he wanted to kill me, and he told me, "I'm gonna die tonight." And it was terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. It was extremely terrifying. We got more cars coming down this way, like they can't see the tape. Fortunately, it's kind of weird. You can literally see the tape from all the way down the block. But yeah, sometimes guys, you just gotta know, not everybody has got good intentions. And that day somehow I had a guardian angel looking over me, because that guy, oh, excuse me, that guy could have smoked me right there. He could have just let me have it. And I mean, maybe it was because there was witnesses around. Maybe it was because, he just, maybe it was something having to do with him just coming to. I'm not sure. It's possible I heard a gunshot just now, guys. Towards Maryland. But I'm not too sure. I mean, it could have been a firework, but it was a little bit further away, so I really couldn't tell. But it wasn't, Yeah, it didn't follow up with any type of fireworks sound, but definitely had that hollow sound to it. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure. It was a little further away from where I was at, so I couldn't tell. But a lot of these times when you hear one gunshot, you have to wonder, was that an execution? I mean, point blank. I mean, it doesn't happen that often here in St. Paul, but a lot of times, especially around 4th of July, you can get away with shooting someone one time in the head, or, like, and it could literally, like, I mean, you can get away with it. It's insane. Recently, I heard of a story where this person was watching TV in their apartment building. They did have multiple shots come through their ceiling. That would be terrifying to me. For sure, that those shots came from above you, or in the apartment above that apartment, depending on how many floors there was. But you for sure know something had occurred in that unit. But for some reason, why were they shooting down? Like that doesn't make sense unless a person was lying on the floor and they were shooting at a person on the floor. Um, but yeah, revolvers, they definitely, a lot of people tend to use revolvers just to keep the shell casings from being evidence, and a lot of times cops always say, oh, they always say that the shell casings get so hot when the gun fires that the fingerprints get wiped off. Uh, they say the fingerprints get wiped off, or I mean, they just get removed when the shell gets, or when the projectile gets fired. But I don't know how true that is, based off the fact that they do find fingerprints on shell casings. But a lot of cops try to say that, and for cops to say that, it's kind of like, why trust them? Yeah, them boys at M&H, man, them overnight crew, they're pretty legit. I tend to stop there quite often when I'm out here doing what I do, and the guy up there, Jesse, he's like really cool. Me and him got to know each other on first name basis, and he's pretty awesome. He's a subscriber on my channel, and I try to get all the information, as much as I can, and Mike Ernster is always up there, so they do. Mike Ernster is always up there, so I do try to get as much information from them as possible. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna fix this camera here. So right now we are sitting with multiple officers here. Uh, unless one of them is homicide, which I don't see any homicide on scene still. I'm sure there is. I don't understand why police would just process the scene for so long without homicide being here. So I'm sure there is homicide there somewhere. Like I said, I'm pretty far. I'm half a block away. It's on the other side of the alley. So I don't see personally any homicide detectives. They usually got suit and tie. But all I see is uniformed officers right now. And the body. There is a cop there behind the barrier. I know my camera's not as great. I'm working on getting a new one. But there could be officers behind that barrier right there on the right side. We got two officers that just took off from the crime scene here. Not sure if they received a call of some sort. I have been listening to the scanner. but I'm listening to the scanner that's 2 minutes off, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if something's gonna play here shortly. For all you guys who are still here on this live, I really do appreciate it. I know it's been a long one. I'm still working on getting my channel monetized. So it appears this officer just went around the block just to conversate with this other officer here. But I still am working on getting my channel monetized. And like I said, for me, it's not about the money. It would help out a lot, but I am working on getting it to 3,000 watch hours, and for right now I'm actually only at 600. Like I said, I do only post a lot of shorts, so that is the main reason why, because they're only 1 minute long. I do have quite a bit of videos. I do need at least 3 million short views, which I only have about 150,000. Or I do need at least 3,000 watch hours. And so that's why I've been making a lot of videos that are longer. And also I've been making a lot more lives. I've been doing a lot more lives just so I can try to get it, up there where I need to be. But like I've told you guys all before, I don't do this for the money. You know, it would be nice to be able to get some money off of doing these lives so I can put it back towards gas or putting it back towards a scanner or stuff like that. But, you know, I use my own personal money. So I definitely try to just do it for getting you guys the information. You know, this is where I live. This is my city. This is where I'm from. I've always been a news guy. I've always been interested in hearing what's going on. I do my best to get all the information I possibly can. The preliminary information I usually get from the scanners, I do put it out, but I do try to let you guys know that it's preliminary only. That way I do get the facts and I do post those to confirm what we've heard on the scanner, because the scanner does just have a lot of, you know, there's a lot going on the scanners, you know, so you never know what's factual. Even the news lately, the news been posting a lot of, they've been posting a lot of non-factual descriptions of things, and you know, a lot of it just has to do with the victim's gender, or you know, stuff like that, just simple mistakes. But I try to get all the facts that I can as much as possible. I do not like to report false information. Yeah, right now we are on Mendota and Sims, but the actual crime occurred in the back of the house off of York, 800 block of York. There was the homicide that occurred there. I am still checking to see if, so it does appear that one of the cops did take the other cop's position here. And that cop did leave. It is 11:30. I do not believe that shift change is happening, but it could be, you know, there could be a few that are leaving right now. I know it usually occurs around 2 a.m., I believe. So far, I've been checking up on the updates on um, Salvador Santibanez Sanchez. I have not seen. I guess his name is Sebastian Sebas Santibanez. Actually, he's the one that was missing over in the Midway area. I have not seen very many details come out about his disappearance. I'm not sure if he's still missing. If you guys know any information on that one, I would really appreciate it. I do try to find. I did look at his mom's Facebook page. She hasn't posted anything in a few days, at least 5 days. So I think it's a lot longer than that. But I do not have any information on that one. Um, I have been trying to find out if there's more information about him though, to see if he's still missing. But from all I know is there hasn't been any updates. We do have multiple cars here pulling up to the scene behind me. So I am just trying to check it out, make sure they're just people that are turning around. Just to be aware of my surroundings here. But yeah, there was a shooting here. The victim did die behind this corner house here on the 800 block of York Avenue. They did have a white male suspect that left the scene, possibly 30 to 40 years old. He was possibly on a little pedal bike of some sort. But they did not find him at this moment. They did use a drone. They also used flight to try and find him. But again, they did not locate him. Yeah, it's kind of strange, you know. I definitely, I do appreciate it, all you guys. I do think that I do think that it's kind of strange that they do shift change. Then you know, you'd figure they'd want to be out to try and catch all the drunk drivers. You know, the other day I came across a drunk driver over off of Seventh and Arcade. Um, you know, he was swerving all over the road. I pulled up next to him, and he was almost slumped over in his car while he was driving. Uh, he immediately pulled over because he saw me staring at him. So, like, he immediately pulled over. I'm not sure if he took off again when I passed down the street or not. I did call it in just to let them know that, you know, he was possibly intoxicated because I mean, honestly, he was going to kill somebody. The way that he was driving around, it was insane. Uh, he had no right to be driving at that point. You know, it was the most dangerous drunk driver I've seen in a long time, and I've seen a fair share. But he uh, he definitely didn't have it in him to be driving. I'll tell you that much. Um, a lot of the times when these drunk drivers, you know, I called one in last time. For some reason, the cops must have not thought he was drunk because they let him go over on the Earl Street Bridge. But this dude, he was swerving all over the road. He stopped to take a piss outside. He did all this shit. Um, you know, he was just, to me, he was drunk. Well, these cops are just laughing it off over there, having a good old conversation. You know, a lot of times they do a meet and greet with each other. They have good conversations, laughing and hee hee ha ha, you know. And I mean, in my opinion, the family would definitely find that as a sign of disrespect, including that there's a dead body right there. I understand life must go on, but like you should definitely have a little bit more respect for the deceased right where you're at, you know. Um, I mean, you're like right outside where the dead body is. I mean, I'm not sure. Like I've seen someone recently, a cop that was at a scene, and he started eating. I don't know how you can eat and just like I don't know. I mean, I guess it's all personal, you know, personal like it's all in you to like in your personal opinion to like try and do whatever you want to do when there's a dead body there. But I mean, like you said, it's a lack of professionalism. That's 100%. You know, sure. Like I'm pretty sure on that one. You know, it's kind of disrespectful. You know. I did not hear about that accident on Dale and Thomas. Do you know if it was bad? Obviously, motorcycle accidents are usually horrible. There is more fireworks going off. Sounds like just some firecrackers though around here. Did you guys see? I don't know where it was at. There was a dump truck and a motorcyclist got into an accident on the freeway, possibly 494. Uh, the motorcyclist got his legs severed. It was it was insane. I mean, it's insane. Or they had that accident in Egan. One of the people died, but they did have the incident that happened in Egan where the person ran a red light, smashed into another car on Highway 55 in Lexington, and the person whose car that got smashed into pretty much just ran away, and it wasn't even their fault. But they just started running away. I'm guessing the car was possibly stolen or something like that. But I mean, I'm not too sure. I can't make assumptions, but it's possible that the car was stolen. What's up?
This stupid fucking cop got his fucking head right straight at my fucking car.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
You know what fucking fault? The fucking right down, you know what fucking shot right at my fucking face.
You want to move it?
Where the fuck is it?
Does appear we got officers coming at us here. I don't know. You can pull it up right here if you want.
I have a car.
We do got some more people coming up on the scene here, guys.
Excuse me. Yeah. Hi, my friend Courtney lives there. Courtney. Yes.
Okay.
And I need to know if the kids are okay.
Yeah, she's okay.
She's okay and the kids are okay. Okay. Is there any way I can do it over there or no?
No, that's a fact.
How long is that on for?
Probably hour. Are you trying to find them, or were you trying to?
Well, I mean, because the kids go to Grandpa's house, I just left there. So, would you go and ask her if she wants me to bring the kids to Grandpa's?
She's not here.
She's in where?
She's at the police headquarters here.
And the kids are where?
They're with her.
With her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you know where the headquarters building is?
No, I don't.
Do you have like?
We are waiting for
Are you like?
Yeah, I know that's what you're saying.
we are waiting for the Twitter here.
367 Road, Street.
So is it right by the jail?
Yeah, it's right by the jail.
So it's not the courthouse, it's the other section? Or what?
Yeah, it's got like a kind of like a.
We are waiting for the Twitter to update us on when the media thing will be available.
Basically, right next to the Ramsey County Law Enforcement Center.
Okay.
So if you go to that, if you want to go to the front desk
Yeah.
and let them know like who you are and what you're there for, to make sure the kids can go to the grandparents' house, you know, after everything's done, then yeah, you can go talk to the officer at the front desk.
All right, thank you so much.
Yep. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that?
I mean, all I heard was that Johnny got shot.
Okay. Did it or?
I did not.
Okay.
I was on Facebook and I heard about her kids. They told me about her kids.
Yeah, just go to the front lobby of.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to just listen in and try to see if they release any details that I don't know yet. So I do apologize for the silence. So basically, from what I just heard, um, there was a woman who just came to the scene. She did want to see if her friend was okay, and her friend's kids who live in that house there. Um, Basically, she did say that all she knows is that Johnny got shot. Um, I am unsure who Johnny is at this moment, but apparently Johnny did get shot. He most likely is the victim here in this case, but that's all she said she heard. But her friend, the one that lives in this house, was a witness that was brought down to headquarters. Her kids are also with her down at headquarters, but she came to pick up her kids or her friends' kids to bring them to their grandpa's house. Um, but yeah, they are downtown at the St. Paul Police headquarters being questioned. So they are still working the scene. They are going to be here for a few more hours at least. Um, Still don't know when the press conference is going to be yet. Yeah, that's sad, Ryan. I didn't know. I didn't actually hear about that motorcycle accident there, and I'm really hoping the guy is all right. I don't. Usually it's pretty sad when you see someone laying on the ground, and then, you see up the yellow tape up. It usually means someone didn't make it, but nowadays it usually sometimes they just put it up just to control traffic and to control people from recording stuff like that. But back in my time, it was always that means someone died. And I did see the raw footage of the Minnesota Crime did post the footage of the accident at 55 and Egan, but it was not really any footage that you could see much of what actually occurred there. But I did find the raw footage on Fox 9's YouTube page, and they did post the actual accident, and I mean it was terrifying. It was sad, and that's why you always got to pay attention. You never expect someone to run a light, but so there is an incident right now, guys. It's really really sad. 1750 Euclid. A caller just called and said that their mother hung themselves. Suicide is a huge problem in this day and age. Unfortunately, it's a reality. We do have multiple officers. I'm sure I can hear a bunch of sirens headed that way. I am not gonna leave the scene to go cover that one. I did cover. Well, I didn't actually cover a suicide. I got footage of a suicide that happened recently, and this lady, she called the cops and said that her husband locked the door and that he shot himself in the head with a shotgun. And it's extremely sad. I could never think about that, but like a lot of people have mental problems going on, and it's the unfortunate way to go out, and sometimes people just can't take it anymore. But there's always people to contact. There's always people to talk to. If you ever feel like that, definitely reach out to somebody. People do care. I know that's not a way I'd want to go out at all. Um, shooting myself in the head is messy. Hanging myself isn't any better. I definitely, the best peaceful way for me to possibly go out is dying in my sleep. But, I've even heard some stories that you don't just die in your sleep. Sometimes your body starts reacting before you die. And sometimes it can be pretty painful. But here in this situation, man, it's been a homicide. 2 lives today have been taken out at this point. I mean, hopefully they can save the lady. That would be ideal. So the comp who did just call it in, they do believe that they're Karen speakers. They are looking for a Karen speaker right now through the city of St. Paul. I'm not sure how many there is at this point. I know there's for sure one that works for the St. Paul Police Department, but there could be quite a few at this point. But they did just get a negative response for a Karen speaker. Again, if you know you need to, definitely get a hold of somebody to talk to. People do care. They are still walking people through the crime scene so they can get them to where they need to be. But again, if you guys can see that tent there, nationality, I mean, it's Karen. I'm not sure where they are from, but all I know is when I was in high school, a lot of them started coming into the United States. I went to high school with quite a bit of them. A lot of the kids actually were in the army, the Korean army, and forced to fight for their country. But right now, this is where the homicide did occur. The body is still over there. Like I said, I'm still waiting on the information from St. Paul Police Department to tell me when the press conference is going to be. They only posted the information that there was a homicide here, but they did not say any other details. 320 and 315 just pulled up to the scene. If you guys don't know, fun fact, St. Paul, Minnesota has the highest number of Hmong people in the United States. I am very sorry, guys, but I am going to be ending this live here. My phone is going to be dying here shortly, so I will need to charge it up in order to get to this press conference when it does occur. I do thank you guys for that. Oh, thank you, Ryan, for that information. I do appreciate all you guys and all you guys' support. Again, if you guys can donate, it's Cash App, Streets of St. Paul 1. If you guys have any tips or ideas on, content, you guys feel free to contact me at Streets of St. Paul 22 at gmail.com. I will do my best to get back to you guys in a reasonable time. I am working on a bunch of stuff that I have in the edits at the moment. If you guys haven't checked out my videos on the recent homicide or on the flooding, definitely check those out. And again, I do appreciate your guys' support. And I will be doing an instant premiere on the press conference. So feel free to watch it, check it out. You can comment on those. So I will be there as soon as I get the information for it. I am going to go up to M&H for a while to hang out and see what's going on. I know Mike Ernster won't be there, but we are going to go check out what's going on up that way. And if we get any more calls, I'll be getting footage. But I am going to go charge my phone, so I am prepared for this press conference. But I do appreciate you guys. And, for the guys who don't know, I will read off what happened here one more time before I exit this live. So the information that we have from Minnesota Crime, which is a phenomenal channel. Make sure you guys follow them on YouTube and Facebook. This is what I have so far. Officers are on scene of the 800 block of York Avenue after a report of a shooting. They found a male victim shot in the chest, reporting he is not conscious and not breathing. Officers are setting a perimeter in the area and interviewing possible witnesses as of 8:30 p.m. Officers have requested a drone and state patrol flight support as they search for the suspect. Uh, the suspect description is going to be a white male in his 30s to 40s, 5'6", slender build with a goatee. No clothing description available, and maybe on a small pedal bike. According to initial radio dispatchers, the shooting victim has died at the scene. I will be getting more information for you guys as soon as it's available. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe and have a great night.